Hello. In this exercise, I'd like to show you how to work with tabs and tab stops. So I'm going to create a new document. Control N is the keyboard shortcut for that. And I need a list. So I'm going to have an item, um, a company, and a price. So right here, you can see with the paragraph symbols on, I put a space in. To work with tabs, you need to use the tab key. Only hit the tab key once. And there I go. And then I hit enter, and I'm going to have an item like ice cream. And the company I want is Hershey. And the price for this is going to be $2.99. And then maybe I want a baseball. I'm going to get that from Spalding. And that's going to be $12.55. And then for my last item, I want a keychain. And the company for that, I'm going to get that at Walmart. And that's going to be $1.50. Okay. So here's my list. And it's not that easy to read, especially if you don't have the paragraphs. I don't have the paragraph symbols on. So it looks like this. I want it to be spaced out so that it's easier to read. So one way I can do this is to highlight the text, select it with the mouse, and go to Insert, Table, and convert the text to table. Even if you hit Insert Table, it'll do it as well for you. So there you go. Number of columns 3, correct. I'm separating it at the tab, auto fit to contents, auto fit to window. We'll spread it out. That's what I want. And I say okay. And I better fix ice cream because that's just annoying. Oh, let's see. Ice cream. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. I must have forgot to put a tab in here. That's terrible. So I'm going to select the whole table by clicking on this little square with the cross in it. And I'm going to go to Table Tools, Contextual Tab and Layout. And over here, I convert it back to text with tabs, please. Okay. And now I can put the paragraph symbols on and see what did I do wrong. Got the tab there, got the tab there. Oh, I forgot to put the tab right here. So I need a tab and I need a tab. The computer's much smarter than the humans, and I made the mistake, it didn't. So I'm going to go back and select the items. Do you remember where to go? Oh, I have some extra tabs at the end. Better get rid of those. Select them. I want to convert it to a table. I go to Insert, Table, Convert to Text to Table, or I can just click Insert Table. And now I have my items, so items in a table. I can now format it so it looks nice. I go back to the Home tab and I choose No Borders. Shut off the paragraph symbols, and it's laid out very nicely. However, I would like my company names to be centered, and my prices should either be right aligned or decimal aligned. So to do that, I need to know a little bit about table formatting, and it makes it easier while I'm formatting the table to put the lines back in. So I'm going to go back to all borders, and you can see you can have just certain borders, and then you can also go and do borders and shading and make it very fancy, however you would like to do that. So I'm going to do all borders. When you're working with a table, if you hover your mouse over a column, you can see it becomes a black arrow and it shows you the on the ruler the indent markers for those cells in that column. And I do this a lot to hide things. I can make all the text in that column red, or if I'm making a quiz, I make it white and hide them, but they're still in my answer key. So I do things like that. Um, this is fine. I can change the indent. So the cell is there, but I move the item over. So that's your indent markers in the cell. There's your right indent marker. I want this part, so that's left aligned. I want this part to be center aligned. So I can just go use the alignment tool, center align, and there it is. In this one, I want to align at the decimal places. I don't think there's no alignment here at decimal places. So the best I can do is right align. But then it's not aligned at the decimal, so it's hard to add the numbers and work with them. A bit difficult. So it can do some things with tables. You can also do design and set different designs you want with the table. So I can choose this beautiful design here or this one here. And as I choose it, I can choose to just have the header row being special or banded rows or not. And I can have a first column, which I don't need. So it allows me to do all of those nice things. Okay. I'm going to go back home here. So a table worked okay, but it didn't quite meet all my needs. I'm going to click on the table. I'm going to do a right mouse, and I want to copy it. And I'm going to go below the table. I hit enter and do a control V to paste. I have a second copy. So I want to convert this back to text. So under table tools, do you remember where we go? Layout, convert to text, and I want the tabs. And I say okay. I'm now going to use the tabs tool to set the tabs. And you can see on the ruler, there are some tabs that got set here. Was left aligned, and this is left aligned for tabs. And this is where my indent is. So that's nice, but I want to fix that a little bit. So I'm going to go to paragraph group. Here's my paragraph dialog box. I go to the tabs. Notice the ellipsis means it's going to open another dialog box. And it tells me where my tab positions are set. Well, that's nice, but I don't want those. I'm going to clear them out. And I'm going to set my first tab stop is going to be for this column. And I want it centered at the middle of the page or about 3 inches. So I type 3 inches. My alignment is going to be centered. And I want a number 2 leader line. And you'll see how nice that looks. Then you must remember to hit set. This 4.4 I don't want, so I'm going to clear it. So I have 3. And then at the 5-inch mark, I wanted it to be decimal aligned. So at 5 inches, I want a decimal alignment. I still would like a number 2 leader line, and I hit set. And I say okay. And then you can see right here, they're aligned at the decimal. And you can see on the ruler, it's an upside down T with a dot. Center aligned tab stop on the ruler is an upside down T, and it's centered. And I can use the indent markers here to change the indents. So I can pull it over. That looks a little better. And I have my decimal lines here. Can I backspace that so that looks better? Yep. Still should be decimal lines. And so no matter how many digits I have, it lines up for me to look at the sums and work with the numbers more easily. I don't like having on the title the leader lines. So I'm going to just select that row and go back paragraphs and tabs. And on the 3-inch, select no leader line and set. And on the 5-inch, select no leader line, none, and set, and say OK. And now I have them the way I'd like them. Control B, set the size to bold. It may be Control U, set the style to underline, but that doesn't look so good. So I'm going to do Control Z here. So I have my list this way. So I use tabs to do the alignments. If you want to just drag them on the ruler, you can use the tab stops right here. Here's your tab stop tool. And you can see I can click on it and it toggles through all the different kinds of tab stops. So there's a right align. So let me show you how that would look. So if I select the text and I have the right align selected, I could click here and now it's all right aligned and no right aligned right here and no leader lines. I'm going to do Control Z and end that, and we'll have another lesson later. So this was using tabs to create tables and tab stops to format your data.